You are knowing what you are wanting. Desire is fun, yes? Especially when you know that anything that you can conjure as a desire, anything that is inspired within you, anything that you carve out of your contrasting experience, anything that you come up with that you would like to experience, to be, to do, to have, anything that becomes focused as a result of your exposure to life here. If this life helps you to focus that desire, this life can give it to you in full manifestation. Because if you can conjure it, if it is inspired within you, then the reality is possible. Not just possible, probable. Not just probable, certain. And there is no catch to that except that after the contrast has helped you to identify it, you have to become a complete vibrational match to what it is you want. Not having something, shortage, often inspires the desire for it. But if the shortage remains predominant in your vibration, or even present in your vibration, you prevent what you want from coming, because the shortage is a very different vibration than the presence of something. If you're sick and want to be well, when you ask for wellness, it is provided for you, set up for you. The path to finding it is laid out for you. But you can't find that path if your emphasis, if your attention is still upon being sick. When you feel shortage of money and you feel fear or frustration or worry, and it's chronic, meaning it comes up often, daily, then you keep practicing the vibration of shortage without meaning to. And then the money that you've asked for cannot be revealed to you. Not because it isn't there, but because you have blinders on. Your vibrational propensity gives you access only to the things that match your vibrational propensity. In other words, when you are a match to what you don't want, you can't find what you do want. When you are a match to what you... We'll just give you a moment. Esther is asking us to begin each seminar by really giving you a strong encouragement to turn off your cell phones, because she is the one who is then faced with editing the sound of them out. And during the last editing process, she said to us, Abraham, please don't talk while the phones are ringing, because I can't edit the phones out of your voice. And so everyone ready to go? It will make Esther very happy. So when you realize that you cannot be focused upon the cell phones ringing, which you do not want, and get what you do want, we've noticed that since Esther has asked us that, and we've carried out her request, that more cell phones than ever have been ringing. And Esther has discovered, as have we, that we cannot control the uncontrollable either. Esther will say, Abraham, can't you do something about this or that or the other? And we say, we do not have the ability to defy the laws of the universe any more than you do. We cannot focus upon something that is not wanted and make it go away. Attention to unwanted only brings more of it. The difference between us focusing upon the cell phones ringing and Esther focusing upon them after the fact is that when we focus, we're not bothered by them. When Esther focuses, as she's editing, she is bothered by them. In other words, from inside the vortex of creation, when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on to who you are not bothered by what you see for two reasons. First, you're not attracted to things that are bothering, because when you are a vibrational match to what you want, only what you want comes. And second, when you are tuned into who you really are, you only evoke what is wanted from anything that you give your attention to. So let's go back to where we were. We want you to realize that when you're focused upon the lack of something that you want, or upon the presence of something that you don't want, your attention to it activates the vibration of it within you. Now that's important, because an activated vibration about something is an asking for it. It's a request for it. Even if you say, no, I don't want that, you're still saying, yes, come to me. Because attention to it, activation of it, vibration of it is what brings it to you. And so you can't be bringing to you what you don't want and allowing yourself to see the path to what you do want at the same time. That's why you got to clean up your vibration. And you can tell whether you're a vibrational match to what you want in two ways. One is you're getting it. In other words, if you're a vibrational match to things you want, they keep showing up in your experience. We call that post-manifestational awareness. In other words, here it comes. But there is another way that is really what we're wanting to encourage you to be aware of, and that is you can tell by the way you feel. Anytime you feel irritation about something, or fear about something, or worry, or overwhelmed, anytime you feel what you would call negative emotion, that means that you have active within you a vibration that is contradicting the vibration of who you really are. And that's so important to know. That's how your guidance system works. Do you understand your guidance system? Do you know that you are more than this physical body that you see? That you are a vibrational being, first off, in your body, a vibrational being more than the manifested body that you know. But even more than that, there are two important vibrational aspects of you. There's the non-physical aspect of you. Sometimes you call that soul. We call it your inner being. And there's the physical aspect of you. And they are two vibrational aspects who are playing off of one another all of the time. And the way they play is what equals your emotion. If in your physical body you are a vibrational match to who you really are, you feel elation, love, satisfaction. You feel frisky. You feel content. You feel love. But if there is a vibrational variance between you and you feel the discord in the form of discordant feelings. That's what negative emotions are. When you feel fear or despair, you're as vibrationally as far away from your inner being as you can get. And we want to say, being vibrationally far away from something isn't a big deal. It's not being on the other side of the planet and you have this long trek to make. Vibrationally speaking, in terms of time, can be very fast. Vibrationally, just like your radio stations, you can be vibrationally speaking on one channel very far apart from another. But it doesn't take much time to tune in to the other channel. It's not about time, it's about intent, it's about focus. And focus is about practice, really it is, because without meaning to, you've focused yourself out of whack. You've focused yourself out of alignment with who you are. You've focused yourself often into not loving you the way the source within you does. When you have contempt for yourself, when you're embarrassed, when you feel guilty, when you feel unworthy, you've practiced yourself out of alignment with who you really are. And the reason it feels so off to you is because when you get down on yourself, your inner being will never, ever, ever join you in that thought. If your inner being would, you wouldn't feel negative emotions. You'd feel great about hating yourself. But your inner being will never join you in that thought. So when you feel mean towards someone, when you feel contempt, when you feel resentful, when you feel blame, even when by your physical standards you have every reason to do it, that negative emotion that you feel is your inner being's relationship to your being, letting you know that you are not now up to speed with who you are. You have introduced, by virtue of this thought, resistance into the equation, and that resistance is keeping you from blending completely with who you are. We call this gathering the art of allowing. It could just as well be called the art of blending. It could just as well be called the art of closing the gap between me and me. It could just as well be called the art of keeping up with me. It could just as well be called me keeping up with me. Life caused me to be more, and now I've got to find vibrational alignment with the more that I have become, otherwise I don't feel good. And that's the thing that is sometimes annoying to you in your physical bodies, and something that you may not really have been aware of so much before we began expressing it to you in the clear terminology that we are finding these days. But your life is causing you to expand. It always has and it always will. And if you don't keep up with the expansion, you don't feel good. So you cannot come into this physical experience and live in a small cloistered environment where you pick up the beliefs of those around you without growing enormously, because contrast, no matter how big or small it is, causes you to continue to expand. But if you keep holding yourself to those same beliefs, even though you're expanding, those same beliefs in time will become troubling to you because you've got to keep up with your expansion. It's just that simple. You came into this body looking for expansion, knowing that the contrast would inspire all kinds of ideas beyond what's here. In this gathering today, with this small cluster of physical conglomeration, you are varied in your beliefs, in your desires, in the realities that you are living. As we come together in this small gathering, opening the vortex to the non-physical aspect of that which you are and that which we are, together we will take thought beyond that which it has been before. It is certain. So as a result of this expansion that's going to take place within every one of you here today, now you will have a new responsibility to self, not to anything else, to self. And that is, you're going to have to keep up with that new expansion. Perhaps you should put that on the registration form before they come in. Doesn't seem right to tell them after the fact. You're going to expand. You are. And then you're going to have to keep up with it, or you're going to feel worse than you did before you met us. Life's going to keep causing you to reach forward, and then your work is to focus yourself into alignment with that. So you came knowing that the contrast would cause the expansion, but you didn't come for the expansion so much because you knew it was a given. You know, you've been around long enough, you knew the expansion was inevitable. You came for the thrill of getting up to speed with who you've become, because you know that's the thrill of life. That's when that enthusiasm comes. In other words, to have life cause you to become more and you not be quite up to speed with it. And then you turn and look in the direction of what you want and practice the vibration of your desire until you've nailed it, until you understand it, until you are it. And then to feel law of attraction sweeping you as now a cooperative component into this vortex of creation. That is the exhilaration of life, and that's what you came for. We are eager to talk with you about anything that matters to you. There is nothing that is off limits. It is our desire to do everything we can to position you for readiness to be taken into the vortex. We can't drag you in. We can't motivate you in. You understand what this vortex is? The vortex is where the larger part of you is. You started as source energy, and even though you came into this body, the larger part of you still is source energy. The larger part of you is like the electricity in the walls. The electricity in the walls, you plug your toaster in and you toast toast, but the electricity in the walls doesn't become the toaster. It remains the electricity. It's a big circuit. It's a big system. You don't even really know where it comes from, do you? You know how to flip the switches, but you don't understand the electricity. And we're wanting you to understand the current or the source or the energy that is you is like that, in that it doesn't come and become you, the toaster. Yeah. You are the toaster. And source energy remains the source. And so here is source energy, still source energy, even though here you are in your physical form. And in your physical experience, contrast causes you to know what you don't want, so it causes you to know what you do want. And every time, even when you don't speak the words, you radiate that intention, you radiate that vibrational request, and it goes forward like rockets, forward into your future, forward into your becoming, forward towards your inner being, and your inner being receives the message and includes it in the totality of that which you have become from your eternal nature, and holds steady the vibration of this newly expanded marker, so to speak, shining a bright signal so that you can hone in on the beam of it and close the gap and allow yourself to be that newly expanded being. You are creators, do you know it? And you are the creator of you. You are the creator of your experience. You are the creator of you in relationships, of you in material experience, of you in life, of you in your body. You are the creator of you, the creation. How nice is that? And you came for the thrill of the experience. And we're in on it too. Because when you allow contrast, you give birth to a new desire, and we ride that rocket, and we embrace it, and we revel in it, and we hold steady to it, and we shine an unrelented, never wavering signal of you in your expanded beingness so that you might feel your way into alignment with it.